Okay, here's a one-of-a-kind game coming your way, back in League of Legends, as Nocturne in the Jungle. So for those of you that have looked fairly closely already, you may have noticed something's odd here. And with my complaints about the new leveling system, and how people were kind of screwed if they had too much, well, too high level, but not enough characters and so on, if they spent too much on runes, they got a really bad screw job. As a result, my brother decided he wanted to start a new account, and I decided, you know what, I'll go with you and help you here. So I'm on a Smurf of sorts. I want to say I'm summoner level 10 on this, and then he's 9. But yes, after a long time, you finally get to see me in a game where I'm part of a pre-made. And now, for some reason, Nocturne is one of those characters you're allowed to use before level 10. I don't quite get it, but you're going to see me really cut loose. And the funny part is there is a Smurf on the enemy team also, so you'll get to see it. We both play assassins, interestingly enough. So if you take a look at the characters, well, the player names, you can probably guess which one I'm pre-made with. Hopefully it's a little obvious, but if not, you'll figure it out as we play the game. So, I don't really plan on doing this too often, but the reason why, in case you're wondering, is I'm probably not going to have time to record anything else for 2 weeks. So yes, for Thanksgiving weekend, I probably will not have any League games, and this is going to be the one thing to hold you over. And it's not really much, but it's all I can throw together on short notice, I'm afraid. So, one thing to take away from this, though, is you get to see that the players who, well, the way they behave is the type of stuff you'd see in bronze, and there is a world of difference between bronze and even just silver. And that's one of those things I want to try to showcase in this game as we go. A lot of people talk smack, well, I'm gold now, silver and bronze are the same thing, or I'm plat, gold, silver, and bronze are all the same thing, and so on. But no, there actually are distinct differences between each and every rank. Main features of bronze is they do not know how to play the game. They will not adapt in any way, shape, or form. There's just some severely missing pieces, and, well, that shuts them down, I'm afraid. So anyway, the Smurf is the missing character down there, Talon. Since he's not a free-to-play character and the dude does own a skin, I don't really know too much about him, but you can see he's honor level 4, so he's been doing this for at least a little while now. Now, I should also warn you, in case you're thinking about creating a new account, this really sucks now. So you have to use the generic rune pages until you hit level 11, and then they say, hey, you get to use new pages, and then they tell you, no, you don't actually get to customize any pages until you're level 15. So what's the big deal in actually unlocking this at level 11? And what's even worse is the whole first win of the day thing. I forgot what level that actually appears at. All I can say is Riot screwed up royally with how they've changed stuff. But anyway, should also mention the other thing that's going to be eating up some of my time is this was recorded on a Wednesday, my usual Wednesday when I play. I'm doing this commentary on Thursday, and I did end up picking up a Super Nintendo Classic, so I'm probably going to end up having to fight with my brother over that, and we'll have to see if he even keeps playing at that rate, since that's probably going to eat up what's left of his time. In case you're wondering, no, I will not be showing any Super Nintendo games on the channel, mainly because of Nintendo's policies. But anyway, right here, the Darius decides to go mid. I don't know why exactly, and he's going to run into Talon, and Talon is pretty much just a buzzsaw for him, I'm afraid. As for top, it's going to be Garen versus Varus. He is going to try to jungle, except I don't know if he doesn't, it's hard to explain. He does really poorly. That's the best way to summarize it. I don't know if he's never even seen a jungle video or something, but yeah, he does a lot of questionable stuff. Truth be told, everyone does except for me and Ahri. So in case you didn't notice the whole light thing in his name, yes, Ahri is my brother's character. So right there I'm able to talk to him. We're actually talking live. I didn't... If there's really like interest, I guess we could do a live com where you can hear both of us. We're in the same room, so it's not like you'll be able to hear him too clearly. But he was a little upset about having to go bot. He'd rather have Darius go down there, and it's hard to say whether or not that would be a good thing, even speaking in retrospect, because, like, I don't know how well he'd fare against Talon. But anyway, if you're a new player yourself and you're wondering how does the spook work and why do I play him more often than anyone else in the game? Well, yeah, right there I was telling him, charm him quick, but Ahri's level 1, so he doesn't have it yet, he only has the Q. So your passive on Nocturne is Umber Blades. After a period of time it goes down as you auto-attack, I believe. Your next attack will be that little twirl, which deals bonus damage and heals you. Your Q is Dust Trail. You throw out that Blade of Darkness, gives you AD, the ability to move through units. I believe it also gives you a little bit of movement speed, but not really anything to write home about or anything. W is your Shroud of Darkness. It's a spell shield. You get to block the next spell that's coming in if you time it correctly. Passive effect is that it gives you attack speed. The active effect is if you successfully block stuff, the passive attack speed bonus is further increased. Your E is Unspeakable Horror. You tether an enemy. If they do not break the tether in time, they get feared. And you get a surge of movement speed towards feared targets regardless of who fears them. As for your ult, you blot out the sun from the sky, you jump to stuff, and they tend to die. As for Varus here, he's going to flash, he's going to heal, and unfortunately Fear does have a slow component attached to it, so the two of us just pile on him here, and then I finish him off with the Dust Trail for first blood. So right here I didn't really want to take Garen's CS, but truth be told, I probably should have. Just as rude as it may be, it's just because I know what I'm doing, he doesn't. So I can make a lot more use out of his CS than he can. But anyway, since I got my first blood, that's the first stack of Bounty Hunter. I don't even know what the default runes do exactly, it's just, hey, I grabbed them. Anyway, right there, Darius finally does bite the dust, but the good news is we did get first blood, so that's going to slow down Talon a very, very slight amount. Now, due to there being no tanks on the enemy's side, we want to just go ahead and grab the Warrior enchantment. So I'm going to grab a pair of longswords, I will grab the medallion, and my plan for this whole pink ward is I can drop that on the top side of the river and I'll see if Talon's going top, and if he's going bot, then Ahri and I are going to kill him. So right there is when my brother started cursing out Garen. So yes, he teleported from top to bot for no reason because, hey, I wanted to push the wave, and that's the type of stuff that screws over your team, so do not do that. So what ends up happening is he's going to take a lot of punishment, and we really do gain not a damn thing, because if you notice, Varus and Yi are up top. Or is that Talon up top? Varus is up there with someone. And the big problem is, like, we have our EXP and gold being split 3 ways while they have theirs 2, and it's really, really bad. But yeah, my brother was saying some pretty nasty things about Garen and Garen players in general, since, truth be told, this isn't the first time we saw this at all today. We played a couple games. I did do an Udyr game, and the reason why I didn't show that is just because I didn't have optimal runes or anything. As the default stuff kind of sucks. That's what it really comes down to. So my heart goes out to the new players these days, but you get to see that you can at least do a little bit. And truth be told, with the new season, I was definitely afraid Nocturne would become flavor of the month or something, and then end up getting nerfed, but he's definitely flying under people's radars, and for that I am truly grateful. So right there in my wake, I'm leaving Ghost Wards. I would prefer to leave that in the enemy jungle, so we can see where Yi is exactly. I didn't call it out, but he did suicide to the top lane tower, I believe. The enemy team will end up getting top lane first, just because Garen doesn't know what he's doing. So, yeah. But anyway, right here I'm helping myself to their red. If you look at my EXP bar, that's going to unlock my ult. And I was thinking, hey, I can go bot, but if you notice, my brother's top, so we're going to double team him. So I told him right there, charm him. So right here I'm going to fear him, and I'm trying to give the kill over to my brother. Due to Grasp of the Undying, it's kind of close. You can see I'm hovering around Varus just in case something goes wrong. I'm gonna intervene. But anyway, that's his first kill. And right here I'm making sure to drop my Ghost Ward so that we can see if Talon or someone is coming top for him. Here's where the Garen follows him top because he needs to push out another wave and screw over the bot lane. And right here I had to call him out on this because he was going to cost us the game if he kept doing this. So right there is the Ghost Ward. I don't really get the whole point of tracking how many of those you made since there's really nothing special about them whatsoever. And in case you're wondering, it's going to take me a long time before I get boots this game. Since Talon's going to start snowballing out of control, I adjust my build so that I can pick him off and basically just rely on everyone else to clean up the team fight afterwards if I can't just mow them down myself. So right there is tip number 1 for you guys. If you're in a lane, play your fucking lane. I cannot emphasize that enough. So he gets a little bit of leeway here because, like I said, this is Summoner level 10-ish. But if you try to do this in a serious game, that's an automatic lose. Especially in a lane where he should have dominance because we've killed Varus twice, and he doesn't have a clue. Really, the only threat we have this entire game is going to be the Talon, and I can deal with him. So you can see down he goes, he being Darius this time around. And that's pretty much what the ward is for. And that way if I see him going top, I'm going to ping out, because for these players, I'm not really expecting map awareness. And what's, you won't see me do too much for the bot lane, if I remember correctly, mainly because, like I said, my brother's down there and we're talking live, so if I see Talon doing something, I just say, hey, heads up, he's there. And in case you're wondering, Talon eventually will go bot, and it's going to play out very, very poorly for him. But anyway, right here, I'm going to go ahead and help myself to their buffs. My ult is coming off cooldown, and right here, Ashe is going to get away, and I'm going to have my one death of the game. So right here, I was trying to tell him, hey, get in there. Took way too late for them to get in. What does suck though is since I had double buffs, I ended up giving those to Severe instead of Ahri. And you can see Talon killed Garen. But I do have enough gold now so I can go ahead and pick up my Dirk, and as a result of the lethality, I'm a lot more dangerous than I was just a little while ago. And even though I did die, the important thing is, since I had the blue buff, I did have a little bit of CDR, total 20% of the time due to the 10% from blue and 10% from warrior. Now, the one thing that sucks about the pings is, even though you can do it, there's no guarantee your team is going to react to it, as is the case with poor Darius. So right here I'm going to max E second just so that the fear lasts longer. I don't really need the attack speed. In this game I actually do go Blade of the Rune King just because, I mean, it's not grade A talent to move against here. In retrospect, I would have been better off going for the, what's it called? Death Stance, because that'll give me CDR, so I'd hit the 40% cap without having to get anything special. So right there, he died to Red Smite, I believe. And since I'm trying to be the team player, I wasn't really thinking more about the overall play of the game, like bigger play-wise. I figure, you know what, I'll leave the CS for Garen, maybe he won't screw up too much more, but yeah. So right here, in order to punish the whole roaming situation, I wanted to deal some damage to the tower. Darius had other plans. And right here I'm going to have my first fight with Talon. So right here I know he sees me, and I want to use this to my advantage. So I go in the brush, hit him with my whole combo, except for the ult. He's feared, and down he goes. And if you notice right there, I did get ignited, so that was even more valuable than normal. I'm not entirely sure how my brother died, but that's his only death for the game. So anyway, right here I'm waiting for Garen. He's gonna pop out of the brush right there. My brother is teleported into lane. And unfortunately without red buff, we don't have a way to actually stop him. He pops heal. So he's free to walk away and we'll deal with him at a later date. But the important thing is Ashe went down. I now have her stacked towards whatever bounty hunter thing I'm running. I don't know if I want to say it's the healing one, but I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, I have enough gold to go ahead and pick up the Warhammer when I go back. Sadly, not enough to get... Actually, I do have enough to get the whole Duskblade, but not enough to get boots. So, with this, a lot more burst from that first attack I make. More... Well, it's not more lethality, but it's just more AD to go with everything. And yeah, Darius is kind of playing like a bot. So right there, the pink ward is coming to play again, and I'm pretty sure Talon was underestimating me here. He didn't think I'd actually drop that pink ward, so we got to see him move around. And watch this beautiful play. Charms him in, ignite, Severe steals the kill. So with Yi dead and pretty much everyone accounted for, I figure, you know what? This is a good time to go ahead and take the Water Dragon. This is going to help pretty much everyone other than Garen just by giving us mana regen and stuff. Well, it won't help Darius because he doesn't have a clue, but it'll help the bot lane and myself. So right here my ult is up. Waiting for them to get a little too close. But someone else decides to step up on the chopping block. So right there's another shutdown for the team, and the first tower has already fallen top lane, so we have to get our consolation prize here and open up the map. So getting this is actually pretty big because it's going to give me more avenues to move around and I can attack from different angles. It's also a little interesting that the Smurfs lane was the first one down, but that's a topic for another time. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and help ourselves to a red buff. So right there I have the dust trail on him so I can follow him. I go ahead and fear him. I go ahead and hit him. I throw out the dust trail and he dies to red smite.
Unstoppable. An enemy has been slain.
Poor Yi. Like, the one thing that's actually nice about the change that Riot made, even though this is a very, very small thing, you can pretty much jungle whenever you have smite at this point. Because there's no more of the limiting factor of runes and stuff tied to summoner level, it's just a lot easier for people to get into the thing. So anyway, right there we finally have boots. I have my second Dirk. Going to be building towards Ghostblade. I don't think I ever actually used the Ghostblade active this game, or the Blade of the Rune King active. You can see he has the Cutlass and the Zerkers. I'm assuming Darius probably led with his ult rather than saving it for the final strike. As a result, it doesn't really stop Talon. And at this stage of the game, even though I haven't really shown it, Garen should be the only stack I'm missing. So right there is Talon. Unfortunately for him, he's staying on a ward. What's even worse for him is he's in my ult range and my ult is up. So Severe's going to walk over here, say hello, basically force him out of the brush and away from the wall. If I jump on him right now, he's just going to hop the wall and I'm out my ult. So we need him to step away first. So right here I'm telling my brother get in position. So you can see right there he connects the charm. I threw out the Q way too early there, but we still get him. And right here, Ash fires her crystal arrow, eats the charm. And as I told you, the stack I'm missing is Garen. Remedied. So now I have all stacks. Like, one of the nice things that was changed to the whole bounty hunter system is you no longer have to get the kill itself, the assists do count. So right here I'm going to go for Ninja Tabby because if you didn't notice, they have a full AD team comp. Varus, Yi, Talon, Garen, Ashe. Swifties are kind of nice to keep up with the guys who have slows, such as Ashe. The Varus E, I guess, does count, and then Talon's Rake. But overall, I'm just going for the Tabby here since people I'm playing against are not going to do anything fancy. So right here is one of those times where I overestimate my opponent. I'm thinking, okay, he's going to blast gun over the wall, so I'm going to go over here and intercept him, basically surprise, I'm right here. No, he actually intended to walk out. Yeah. So right here, while I wait for my ult to come off cooldown, I want to help myself to the Scuttle Crab. It's going to be more EXP, more gold, yada yada yada. And there's Talon. Funnily enough, he does not want a piece this time. So right here I was kind of hoping he'd hop the wall and I could jump on him, but he wants to pick a fight with Garen. Unfortunately for him, I want to pick a fight with him. Now once again I threw the Q a little too early, since I am a little distracted doing the whole shot caller thing. But overall, it doesn't really matter because we're really, really far ahead. Me in particular. So I don't know if you have Sudden Impact or Cheap Shot for your one mastery. I'm going to take the Herald here just to show my brother how it works. If I have Sudden Impact, it's even more devastating because that's more lethality than I have when I ult, and if you didn't read the comments that I put in the Nocturne video, the major problem with League right now is that with the reduction or removal of just ways to get armor for squishy targets, AD carries, mid laners, and so on, penetration is horribly overpowered. And the single best demonstration I can give you is this game. So I'm going to have 30 points of penetration from the 10 from the Ghost Blade, 10 from the Dusk Blade, and 10 from Sudden Impact. I'm going to be hitting these guys for true damage. Seriously. My ordinary stuff will be dealing true damage to every single one of them that does not buy at least one piece of armor. And if I went for the Edge Knight, it'd be even worse. And I don't think I mentioned it, but in case you're wondering, at the end of this video I will show my mystery champion roles on my main account, so you get to see some new additions to my team, most of which you are unwelcome. In case you're wondering, this is how I get a lot of the guys that were extremely low on my list. Anyway, right here, Talon needs to remember who's the boss. Not him. That time I actually did use the Q properly. So right here I step away from Ashe because I didn't know if she was going to use her ult and then move in, or what exactly, so yeah. Meanwhile, he does die to Ahri. And right here I just tell him, you know what, go push, I'll deal with the dragon. This will basically heal you up as you go, give you MP, So in every Nocturne video I think I explain Dragon Breath is magic damage, so you can spell shield and get the attack speed bonus. Combo that with your Q, and it is just a lot of damage that you can put out in a relatively short time frame. Now if you remember, I have the Herald. So right here we get to go take a tower. As well as my whole exhibition on how this actually does work. In case you're wondering, my brother usually plays AD carries, which is why he sucks when he last hits with mages. So right there is the Herald. At this point he's wondering, what the hell are you doing? And then he was more like, what the hell is that? And then it was more like, hey, where'd the tower go? So right here, Talon is in the brush by the blue buff. Unfortunately for him, I don't follow. So he pops out, Varus is there. And right here, I get the question, hey, can we kill Varus? And my answer is yes. Yes, we can. So he goes one way, I go the other way, and we're going to pincer him in. He's going to try the blast cone. It's not going to work, I'm afraid. Hop.
Dominating.
I'm such a generous and caring brother, right? So right here I called him over and said, hey, you want blue buff? I don't really need this. And then right here I get the question, hey, can we kill Talon? And I said, sure, let's go do it. I kind of felt sorry for him with that one. It's kind of funny he died to the charm and the charm alone from Ahri. But, like, he was just walking, minding his own business, and all of a sudden I just jump on him out of nowhere. And poor SOB. So right here they did kill the Herald, but it did a number on that tower. So Yi gets a little too close. He gets charmed, then he gets feared, then he dies. And once again Severe takes the kill. So right here, Severe is more interested in apologizing while the two of us want to end this. So right there is the Rake, if you don't know how that works. And he makes the same mistake as he gets too close, he eats a charm, he eats a fear, and then he dies to Severe's kill stealing. So right here we're going to recall, buy, and so on. It's a little tempted to try to do something mid, but there's really no incentive for it. So at this point, Talon has started shot calling for his team, and they're going to do a 5-man mid thing. It's going to backfire, don't worry, but you get to see it in the meantime. So right here is at a little bit of a loss as to what build next, and I ultimately do go for Blade the Room King. Like I was saying, in retrospect, I would recommend going Death Stance here. Just for the lifesteal, the CDR, more damage, and so on. I really do not need the attack speed, because whenever I jump on someone, they generally die. I should also point out, in case you're wondering, the 80 carries, Ashe, Varus, and so on, they're actually running tank masteries. So funnily enough, they will not actually take true damage from me. But anyway, right there you can see the whole 5-man thing, and right here I do make a mistake. Ultimately, it really doesn't matter because you have supers barreling in bot. So what I should do is when they start to set up their siege, I should actually look into proxying the wave here in mid so that they really can't do anything. They don't have a tank to actually absorb the tower damage if they want to do it that way. And it's just one of those things I could do that's a little bit more optimal, but I wasn't really thinking. Now the reason why it doesn't matter is because the supers are now in their base. It's going to pull the mid lane minions anyway. So right here they literally have 5 people fighting over 6 minions every 30 seconds. Right here is when the last wave is right there in the mid lane. Had I walked into mid, I could have intercepted it and shut down their push immediately. So I'm looking for it right now, it's just I was way too slow. So right there, that was one of their Nexus towers that went down. That was their top lane tower that went down to my brother's split push. In case you're wondering, yes, that is blue. Like I said, he got screwed over by the new system changes, and he is looking at just making a new account. So right here, Garen needed a little help to finish him off. Right there, Yi commits suicide by Garen. Right here, I have to use my Q to follow Garen, and I can fear him, and down he goes. So right now there are only 2 people staying, are Ashe and Varus, and you can see both of them on the map. So right there, the inhibitor bites the dust, and basically right here I'm just going back for our final push. You can see that both Nexus towers are down. There's literally nothing stopping us right here, so we're just going to push down the mid and call it a day. So right there I finished Blade the Room King. I was thinking about getting a crit item, and that actually could have been kind of fun to get, like a Phantom Dancer or something. Obviously not a hurricane since I'm melee and everything. Like, I think rapid fire cannon does work on melees, increases their range a little bit, but Phantom Dance would just make it so that I'm extremely difficult, if not impossible, to duel anymore. Like, I haven't really pointed out over the course of the game, right here I do fail the spell shield since the Earth Dragon only attacks once every 4 seconds. But I've pretty much been the highest level in the game consistently up until now. And the bad news for Talon is he can only kill one person. If he goes for me, Ahri's gonna kill him. If he goes for Ahri, I'm gonna kill him. So yeah, right there you got to see the whole blast cone fail, and once again I'm passing over the blue because Ahri can get more use out of it than Nocturne. So right here you can see Ash's tankiness come to the rescue. I thought I would actually land my Q on Darius, but it just missed. So I don't have Spell Shield, as a result she hits me with a Crystal Arrow. And overall I still wasn't afraid. If she followed me any further, I was just going to turn and go on her. You have to remember I have both Ghost Blade and Blade the Rune King still able to be activated. So here we get to put that Earth Dragon to use, and you get to watch the tower melt. So keep in mind this is the final inhib, the base is exposed, that's literally game. That charm kills, man. So you'll get to see the endgame stats, and then remember I'm going to cut to the mystery champion thing that I'm going to be doing, and you'll basically get to see me waste most of my blue essence. I get one guy who's good, and then just some other guys. So right here, 4 honors trickles in. You can see I'm close to hitting level 11 right there, but even though I've already hit it by the time you see this. And right there I just want to give him the advice, hey, if you're going melee, you probably don't want to go mid. So the other ones are needlessly positive. Overall, that doesn't really help him actually learn, which is a bad thing overall, I'd say. Right there you get to see the damage, Talon and I are the only threats, really. And yeah, that's kind of it. So right here we're going to cut to the mystery champion thing. See you in a sec. Okay, so a bit of an update video. So it is Tuesday. Graves has been distributed to those who received him, so I have him, his Victoria skin, and so on. And if you're wondering what the purpose of being here is, well, I have, well, first and foremost, for this immobile shard, I can either turn that into essence, or I can save a fortune in essence by using that shard to unlock the next level of mastery with the mummy. So first and foremost, boom. So that alone makes the previous level up not as bad, but overall the blue essence thing is still really, really sucky. So next order of business for being here is we are going to go to champions. And Mystery Champion has been changed so you can't get the 3,150s like Corki and Nivea and so on, or lower. So we're going to go ahead and buy a few of these just to increase our variety. So cross your fingers for some junglers. Number 1 is... well, it's a jungler. I did say that. I should have just been more specific. Now let's hope with this time we get a jungler I actually want to play. Come on. There we go, Sejuani. Even though she was recently nerfed, that's still decent, I'd say. So as for who's left, wouldn't mind Rumble, to be honest. Because I think I actually do own all the junglers. Like Rakan would also be pretty decent to get. Fish. I don't even want to talk about it. No mid laners. Give me junglers or Rumble or something. I don't even want Quinn. Hey, another character I'm probably never gonna play. But anyway, if you have a lot of blue essence like I do, this is probably the best way to go around and pick up some characters. Xayah, I can give her a shot. That's not as bad. I think I'm going to stop after 2 more. So Jin, I get another AD carry. I think I might actually own all of them now except for Quinn and Vayne and Caitlyn and Quirky. So yeah, I'm just going to stop saying that now. So here's our last one. So I went through pretty much my whole pile of blue essence to unlock some characters. I'm kind of hoping, like, the whole blue essence thing gets kind of overhauled, because if you want to buy characters legitimately, you are so screwed. And Lissandra. So damn, I never got Rakan. So I could look into picking him up, but at this point, the number of characters I don't own has gone down sharply. And I could pick up Gragas just to increase the number of junglers I have. Like, Wukong is one of the ones that I really wouldn't mind getting. Rengar. Actually, those are the only 2 left, and then I own all the junglers in the game. All the conventional junglers, I'm not counting Riven or Rumble. So let's see. That's 3, 7, 11, 15, 19, 23, 27, 29 characters I still do not own. And on the topic of a few of these, Fiora, didn't play her at all this season, have no interest to do so. Lee Sin, he was like one of the last guys I was going to ever pick up. You can see he's here, nothing, no interest. And I may burn up what's left of my blue essence doing this again after a game. I kind of want to see what Riot says about the whole blue essence situation, because it is laughably bad. This system is even less than half-baked, especially by Riot standards. Like, I really do feel sorry for those new players that are coming in, the ones that were up and coming, because they got so screwed by this change. But anyway, I will splice this at the end of another video or something, I'll see. Anyway, I'm the Hero of Light. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.